Let's press record and welcome all of you to this new year of Pilates and movement wellness. So let's just start on the mat. I just want to do a quick check to see if this is at top volume. Perfect. And let's just start seated on our blocks. And maybe I can get this a little closer for us. If you can't see me properly or you want me to come closer, just send me a message on my phone. But I don't see anything coming through. So let us begin. Stay hydrated as much as possible this week. It's going to be very hot. And let's enjoy our time together today. So let us begin seated. So if you do not have a block, you're just going to sit on your cushions. On bolster cushions like these ones, but I really want you to feel as though there's space around your hips. So you're going to sit down, and if, oh, he's a clicky with fur on the clothes again. Hi, Kiki. So if sitting cross legs doesn't work for you, then feel free to open the legs and just sit comfortably here in a V-sit position. But the most important thing is that you feel lifted and not hunched in your lower back and hips around here. So I don't want any tightness here. Kiki, mommy must work now. Come here. Here we go. Up. Up. There we go. All right. So just take a moment to rock side to side. Make sure that you're sitting well in the center of your sits bones, right in the middle. And bring it back to the middle where you feel that you're sitting evenly on your sits bones. Aligning the back of our heads, the back of our rib cage, and the back of the pelvis sacrum area, the lower part of the pelvis area. Really nice and upright against our imaginary wall of support. And as we sit, just take a moment to close your eyes and feel that beautiful suspension from your ear-jaw junction. So the body is elongated, it's centered in the middle, back of the head, back of the ribs, back of the pelvis against your wall. And I don't mind where your arms are for now, keeping the eyes closed. Just take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. When you exhale, vocalize your exhale with a lovely, easygoing outward sigh sound. Take a breath in and exhaling. 3 more. Breathing in and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more, breathing in and exhaling. Open your eyes. Take a smile across your face and let that smile continue along between the shoulders, front and behind you. Allow the head to turn right and left and right and left, and just easy float right and left and right and left. Bring the head back to the center. Let the shoulders rise up and relax them down. Breathe in, shoulders up. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. And 1 more, breathe in. And breathe out. A seated roll down. So from this upright seated position, take a breath in. Breathe out as you nod your chin. Feel the head, the shoulders, and keep the bottom ribs still against your wall. So it's a little halfway roll down. And then bring your body back upright. Let the arms float. Inhale and exhale to low. Breathing it in. Exhale, nod. Walk the fingers forward. The head and the shoulders have come away from our imaginary wall, but the bottom ribs are still in contact with the wall. Walk the fingers back. Take a breath in. And exhale fully. Breathing in. Breathe out as you curl. Walk the fingers. This time, walk the fingers forward as far as what feels good for you. Take a breath in. Use the fingers to give a little bit of push back for your pelvis. Breathing it in. And then exhale, walking the fingers all the way back. Inhale, arms float. Exhale, arms low. Take a breath in. Peeling, seated roll down forwards. Let the fingers give a little bit of traction into the floor for you. Take a breath in. And exhale as you walk the fingers all the way back. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Do one more in your own time. I just hear someone's microphone on in the back, so I just want to make sure that we're all on mute, except for me. Okay. So back in the center, still feeling that beautiful upward length of suspension. Bring your hands, tops of the hands in towards each other and slide your fingers down in line with your breastbone. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we start a gentle swivel rotation. So forehead, eyes, nose, chin, sternum are all along that same vertical line. And we're just easing the ribs into their rotation, right and left. Over, 2, 3, 4. Really feeling a strong connection with your hands and fingers into your sternum. Swish, 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 swish. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're already in our rotation for a seated diagonal roll down, peeling the body away from our imaginary wall. And using the hands here to make sure that this opposite side of the pelvis and sits bone stays down. Breathe it in. Exhale, draw the fingers back. Arms float up. Shoulders out those ears. Take a breath in. Exhale as you curl to peel. Walk fingers away. This opposite sits bone is planted firmly down into your cushions. Breathe it in. And exhale as you draw the ribs back. Arms float up. Arms go down. One more here. Take a breath in. Exhale. Nod. Peel. Walk the fingers. Use your fingers into the floor. Opposite sits bone down. Head not pulled right down, but head up. So if you were wearing a hoodie, your head would press up into the material of your hoodie, ensuring that we have a long arc in this side diagonal reach. And bring it back to the center. Arms float up, arms float down. Bring the backs of the hands together. We shift. An easy shift. Long, smiley shoulders and collarbones. Smile on the face. It really does uplift the spirit. And 4, 3, 2. We're on the other side now. Take a breath in. Exhale. Diagonal roll down. Reaching arms long. Opposite sits bone stays grounded. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, draw your ribs back and arms float up. Inhale and exhale. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathe it out. Chin nods, peeling head and shoulders and tops of the ribs away from your wall. Breathe it in. As you breathe out, Walk the fingers back. Arms float. Arms down. Breathe in. Exhale. Curl. Walk fingers. Hold. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Bring it back to the middle. Arms float up. Arms float down. Bring the hands back. Bring it back to the center. Open the arms. Place the hands behind your head. Elbows closed. Elbows wide. Elbows closed. Elbows wide. And as we're butterfly winging the elbows, I want you to feel your shoulders staying far away from those ears. The beautiful lengthened neck. Back of the head, back of the rib cage against your upright wall. Close, open, close, open. 4 more. Close, open, close, and then open it 2/3 of the way. So not open wide, but in your peripheral vision. Hello ears, bye-bye ears. Hello ears, bye-bye ears. 2 more. Hello ears, bye-bye ears. 1 more. And keep pressing the back of your head into your hands as we shift with a double spine twist. Breathe in through the middle. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. And your elbows are staying equidistant from your face. And the back of the head is pressing into those hands. You're feeling that upward assisted lengthening at the back of the head. Breathe in. Exhale, exhale. 1 more. 1 more. Last lift. Center. Reach the arms up. Circle the arms round. And then climb off your cushions and bolsters. And place them to the side unless you need them for under your head. And let's just move through some cat curls, inflection and extension. So coming round, tucking the toes under, and let's just get a little sway, a little seesaw sway happening here. Breathing in, breathing out. So here I'd like your pelvis level. So we haven't rolled the pelvis underneath. We've got that beautiful, the book of life, balancing on top of your pelvis. The book of life that we're writing ourselves each day, my friends. And gliding 4, and back, and 3, and back, and 2, and back, and 1, and then bring it somewhere in the middle where we have vertical arms, vertical thighs, wrists under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Release your feet. So give it a little wiggle waggle, and make sure that your head hasn't dropped. You're pushing out of the arms and you're feeling the wonderful support that the floor and mat is providing upwards into the arms. Take an inhale. As you breathe out, roll the pelvis underneath you. Draw the sternum up between the shoulder blades. Really see whether we can get the pelvis rolled underneath as much as possible. And then release the pelvis, gliding out the ribs, the upper back, and the back of your head. And then allow your sternum to shine its light up higher. Bring it back to the middle, our home neutral placement. Another one. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Roll the pelvis underneath. Press the shins and the feet down. Roll the bottom ribs underneath. Breathe in. Exhale as you release. Through neutral, through home, and then draw the sternum up a little. Lick your sternum up that wall and bring it back. One more. Take a breath in. Exhale. Roll the pelvis underneath. Roll the bottom ribs under. So there's really an upside down U shape here. Pressing the floor away. pressing the shins and the feet down. And then release, slinking out your spine. The last time, looking the sternum up the wall, a little extension, just your upper back, bringing it back to the middle, and then doing a little slinky sway, side, side, side here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the toes, float the pelvis to your feet, and just a little mini upstretch as you reach the pelvis up to the ceiling. Let your heels stay up. Hold for 4. Trying to roll your sits bones up to the ceiling as though you're pegging your coccyx onto a washing line in the sky. And then lower your heels. Just hold it here, gently easing into the backs of the legs. If you need to keep your knees bent here, that's also fine. And then come up through those toes. Lower your knees, open your knees, and come back into a rest position where we're trying to weight the pelvis down to those heels. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and then gently recover. Up forwards, give the legs a little shake behind you. And bravo, swiveling round. Those of you that use your cushions for underneath your head, I'm actually going to use one today. See how that goes. Maybe a little high. And let's head on down for some gentle spinal articulation and pelvic curls. All righty. So let's go through the setup again while we're here on our mats. Creating a little more space here at the front of the hip. Press hands into those thighs. And just feel the release / relief / zero tension feeling in the sacrum. So as you push your hands away into those thighs, you will feel a natural traction, beautiful lengthening in your sacral area, which is really nice and low down here. Good. Our heels are in line with the sits bones. Spread your toes. And let's start off by creating a little more space between our shoulder blades and between our ribs and our pelvis. So for now, cross one arm over. Feel as though you're hugging your shoulder blades. And then just gently rock side to side. Your pelvis stays super still here. And gently rock 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to the middle. Open the arms and take the other arm on top. And gently rock. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Delicious. Open the arms. Turn the palms of the hands up to the ceiling. Glide shoulders up and down until you find the space in between hello ears and baba ears. Just in between. Turn the palms of your hands down. And let's start off by giving the pelvis a little jig. So right now, my pelvis is shifting, tilting towards and away at a super lovely speed. It creates a body oscillation in the middle. Tap the toes. So you're sliding up and down your mat. Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Doing a little vertical oscillation of the body. And 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and release. Good. Lengthen the arms again. Feel the hands giving weight into your mat. Take a breath in. We start by tilting the pelvis towards us and away from us. Tilt the pelvis towards you and away. And here the head and shoulders remain relaxed. You're just tilting the pelvis towards you, which is a little bit difficult to see because it's a really small movement, but you're rolling the pelvis towards you and away. Roll the pelvis towards, a little pelvis tilt. And one more. We do a halfway curl lift. Roll the pelvis. Roll the tailbone under. You're going to send your sacrum, press that up. But these bottom ribs are still in contact with your mat. Keep your sacrum and coccyx up for as long as possible as you roll down and then roll the pelvis away from you. And we go roll the pelvis towards. Feel the sacrum pressing up. Halfway curl lift, so your bottom ribs are still hanging out in your mat. And then roll down to the waistline of your pants. And then your pelvis rolls and sacrum, tailbone rolls up right at the end. We're going to do one more half curl. Roll, lift. And so now you can still feel these bottom ribs are weighted into your mat. The sacrum is pressing up through the space here between your hips. Breathe it in, smile, and roll it down. Voila. Taking a full pelvic curl into our pelvic press. So we're going to roll, heel, and there we press the pelvis straight up. Breathe it in. Exhale, sternum lowers down. Roll through these bottom ribs. You still have the sacrum underneath and pressing up. And once you feel the lower part of your back and the pelvis touching down, we roll the pelvis out. And we curl, heel, send the sacrum up high. Long thighs. So we want these bottom ribs down. Sacrum up. Breathe it in. Exhale. Sternum lowers down first to the space between your shoulder blades. We roll down through these bottom ribs. We keep the tailbone rolled right underneath. And then we release. One more here. Breathe it in. Exhale, rolling pelvis. Heel. Energy high through that sacrum. Breathe it in. Exhale, lower your breastbone down a notch. And let's glide. So we're on our skateboard. Remember that as we glide, we have, if you want to consider, a pane of glass on top of your hips and a pane of glass underneath your pelvis. And you're moving your pelvis between the panes of glass. Lower your breastbone down a notch. And we skateboard. Lower your sternum bone a notch and shift. So here is parallel and level. Lower sternum down a notch. Center. Lower sternum down. Swish. Skate. Middle, lower sternum down. One more. So right now your pelvis is just brushing. It's like 1 millimeter above your mat. And down. Hug those knees into your chest. Not only can I feel the effects of yesterday's wild movement, but also just getting back into the right placement for our pelvic curls into our pelvic bridge. And then those hamstrings say a lovely hello. And just rock side to side. Lower the feet down. Bring your knees and feet together, and you get to choose either arms in T position or in goalpost position. So that's an upright L. I need the sternum nestling down, the bottom ribs here, under your bra band or heart rate monitor strap, old-fashioned heart rate monitor straps. Do people even wear those old ones anymore? I still think they're the most accurate. Sink your sternum bone down a notch. Keep the knees and ankles together as we supine spine twist over to the right. Knees stay aligned. And exhale, draw it back. Over we go left, breathe in. And breathe out. So the ribs are our drivers here. They are the ones that initiate. Ribs open here, and as these opposite open ribs roll down to the mat, so the legs come back. Drivers, ribs open, and then they drive rolling back down to the mat. So if we think of the ribs being our starting mechanism of movement, exhale together with our breath. Breathe in and out. Beautiful. Create a V stance with your feet. Scoot your heels into parallel. Heel the right toe up, left toe up. Bring the knees and feet together. All right, so the pelvis is not rolled towards you or away from you. The pelvis is balanced, flat, parallel, bottom ribs down. We go over, breathing in. It's not how far you can go. It is how perfectly you can maintain that 1990. Inhale over. Exhale back center. 2 more. Breathe in. And feel how the floor is supporting energy upwards into the arms and elbows and hands. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Separate your thighs to butt on the back. Lower toe ball heel. Toe ball heel. Reach the arms up, interlace the fingers. I'm going to skedaddle that mat away. Hands under the head. Lengthen your head up your mat a notch. Make space under your ribs. Take a breath in. Start breathing out. Curl to peel head and shoulders. Arc the arms, hands under your thighs, so your fingers and arms are doing the work here. Curl a little higher. Get the bottom ribs down. Inhale, arms up, hands behind your head, and breathe out as you release your head and shoulders back down. Breathing it in. Breathe out. Sternum and ribs sink down. Head and shoulders curl. Arc the arms with purpose. Fingers at the backs of the thighs, so let your arms do the work here and improve. See if we can round into that C shape a little more. Keep the height. Arms up, hands behind your head, pressing head to the hands as you release all the way back down to your mat. Just 2 more. Breathing in. Hi, Snuggle. Exhale, curl. Arc the arms. This time, as you improve that C curve, look at your pelvis. I want you to be able to balance that glass of juice, water, cup of tea, coffee on your pubic bone. So your pubic bone is parallel to your mat. It is level. So a lot of the time it wants to tilt underneath, but I want you to look at your pubic bone and keep it parallel and level. Whilst rounding up here, arms up, hands behind your head, and release your head and shoulders back down. And let's go one more. Breathe in, breathe out. Arc the arms, round a little more, pubic bone down, arms up, hands behind your head, and release. Beautiful. Take a moment to stretch. Stretch it out, stretch the arms and the legs. Get an elongation here across the ribs and the belly. Stretch. Good. And then while we're here, we're ready for roll-ups. So keeping the legs and thighs and feet in line with the hip bones. Reach the arms up. Take a breath in. Start breathing out. Curl. Breathe out. And reach over. Restack from your sacrum tailbone all the way. Breathe it in. As you breathe out, roll the pelvis away from your legs. So your pelvis rolls away from the thighs. Pelvis rolls away. So we're making space here at the front of the hips. As you breathe out, we roll. We keep pressing the backs of the thighs into your mat. Get your bottom ribs down first. And then float those arms all the way up and overhead. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Super smoothly. Lengthen legs. Feel the backs of your thighs into your floor. And here, the upright part of your pelvis is like a book on a shelf. And then from the base, we restack into a seated upright position. Breathe it in. Smile. As you breathe out, roll the pelvis away from your thighs. Keep pressing the backs of your legs down. Get the lowest ribs down first. And float those arms up. Just one more. Imagine yourself to be light, peel, smooth. Keep exhaling. 2, 3, 4. Reach. Restack. Take a breath in. Good. Bring the fingertips on top of the shoulders. Slide the skin down the collarbones a little more. If you are struggling to sit upright in this position, bend your knees. The most important alignment part of this exercise is our upright spines. So I want you to focus on that as opposed to sitting hunched with straight legs. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, double spine, seated twist. And as we are rotating the ribs here, so you maintain the upright seated feeling high. Like a high chair, your sits bones are to the mat. Two more. One more. Take a breath in, release the arms, jiggy the legs a little bit. Ooh, the fluff has returned. The fluff has returned. All right, my friends, we continue. Bring your bodies round. So here, if you wish to sit on a bolster cushion, sit on a bolster cushion. All right, and then you're in charge of your legs here. So today I'll give myself a little leeway and sit on the bolster cushion. And then we'll see how the rest of this week goes. But definitely for you at home, If you're feeling like a grasshopper with its knees up by its ears when you sit in the seated mermaid Z-sit position, please sit on a bolster or a block, anything that can lift you up a little bit higher. Now, come here, Kiki. Come onto the top here. Or come onto this cube. Kiki? Wants to sniff and play. There we go. Nice there, Kiki. All right, so let's just take a moment to roll this hip. Your knees are feeling comfortable. Okay, well, Snuggles is lying on Madame's little firm now. Just rock and roll forwards and backwards. It's like circus cats, training them to jump up. And we roll forward and bring the pelvis back. So what I was saying here about the placement of your knees is you're in control. So move your legs into a comfortable position for your knees. Rock forward and then bring that pelvis. See whether you can feel the back sits bone being weighted. Roll forward, roll back. And the entire time rolling forwards and backwards, we're still considering that upward spiral of length and elongation. Bring it back to the middle. Arms out. We go. Let the elbows sink and bring it up. We'll work it lower and lower as we go. Okay. Breathe in as you lower the elbow. So here you would still be leaning with the back of your head, the back of your ribs, the back of your pelvis into your wall of support. And then press up. Over we float. See whether you can go over a little bit more here. And breathe in over. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in over. Breathe, lift. Over. And over. This top arm is right above the ear, framing beautiful arc shape over. So consider that rainbow coming over the ear and head and over. 2 more. Last one. Bring it to the middle. Elegantly and effortlessly exchanging legs to the other side. I'm going to shift here because I want to get my cushion back realigned underneath my sits bones. Positioning the legs. All right, so we're aiming for the Z sit on side B. And definitely working this back sits bone down a little more. So we rock forward and roll back. And notice whether you can actually feel the sits bone going down and the sits bone there lifting. Roll back down, roll forward, roll down, roll forward, roll down, roll forward, roll down, roll forward, and then bring it down without collapsing onto that side. That upward length. We go. One arm goes down and bring the body back up, over. So again, everything is in its place to create shapes, beautiful arc shapes. As we go over, be mindful that you don't let your head crunch down too much. So as much as we might want to let it drop, I still want shape here to be nice and filled with space. Up. Over we go. See if you can bend over these ribs a little more. Get these bottom ribs rolled under and up. Breathe in as we go over. You're still feeling that backward wall, the back wall feeling as though it's giving you support. And press. Clearly, clicker doesn't like the mermaid. Breathe it in. Exhale. And so we and over. Taking it to where it is available for you to go today. Want môre is nog 'n dag. And Wednesday is another day to improve and see if we can go that little bit more beyond. Over we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. And bring it back up. Voila! Releasing the arms. Coming off the cushion. Coming down onto our sides. And let's start off today with the underneath leg bent in line with the hip. The shoulder is rolled behind us a little more. We're certainly on the beach, A, because we're not allowed to be on the beach. We'll just leave it at that. And B, because we're in the northern suburbs. Okay, so the top leg in line with that hip, pressing down through the underneath leg. Here, back of head, back of ribs, back of pelvis against your wall, long collarbone. And just let's get a little swingy action happening here. I'm going to put my hand here at the back of my pelvis because I want to make sure that my pelvis is staying connected to my hand. Swing, point back. Flex forward, point back. Flex forward, point back. Flex the foot, point the foot. 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 Stretch both legs, flex both feet. So they're about mat width apart. Ribs in. And just elevate the pelvis. And place it back down. If you want to use the hand here in the front, hips are stacked, sacrum forwards. So your sacrum triangle pressing beyond the pubic bone. And lift. And lower. One more. Lift. And lower. Breathe it in. And immediately rolling over onto the belly. I will come back to side B in a moment. But first things first, let's make space at the hip. Really weight your pelvis. Send energy down and long. So down towards your mat and down to your heels. Make space under the ribs. And then I want you to get down. Get down on it. Come on now. Get down on it. Come on now. Okay, now that's Wednesday dance. Okay, snuggle the shoulders and the sternum down. Hands under your head. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, really sink your sternum down to the mat a little more. And then the head floats. And you feel the upper body in an upward elongation. Your bottom ribs are still in contact with your mat. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drape sternum, bottom of the sternum, middle of the sternum, top of the sternum. Down we go. Breathing in. Exhale, sternum sink down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, lower. Let's see if you can press the pelvis down a little more. Breathe in. Exhale to improve. Look right. Look left. Look right. Look left. Look right. Smile. Look left. Bring it to the middle. Drape the sternum. Then the eye line. Then the forehead. Good. So we go again. Breathe it in. Roll the shoulders behind you. Feel the elbows pressing down. Feel the weight of the hands into your mat as you glide up. Breathe in. Bring your hands up in line with your forehead and lower everything down. So we float forehead, Lift your sternum up the wall. Your bottom ribs are still in contact with your mat. Arms up and drape the body down. No hunchy shoulders, please. Always feel the peel, the float, the pressing of the hands, the ribs weighted, the sacrum weighted down and down, down into your mat and down towards your heels. Float hands and lower. One more. Breathe in, float, breathe out as you glide. It's a long, gliding upward arc. Hands, breathe in, exhale. Bring your hands under your shoulders, really nicely under your shoulders. Get your elbows, roll your upper arms and elbows to your feet, and then drape back down. So little baby swan position. Heel forward, lift eyeline, heel sternum, come up, and drape back down. Come up a little higher, and drape back down. Float, forward, eyes, sternum, ribs, belly button, thighs, lower thighs, pubic bone, belly button, ribs, sternum, forehead. Again, heel. The forehead floats, the sternum peels, the ribs peel, belly button, pubic bone, thighs, and then glide thighs, pubic bone, belly button. Your eyeline is still looking up. Ribs, sternum, eyeline down. Glide eyes up, heel, sternum, ribs, belly button, pubic bone, thighs, and then lower thighs, pubic bone, belly button, ribs, sternum, and relax. Give it a little jiggy. You're turning one ear down to your mat, and then the other ear down to your mat. Your shoulders are lifted off your mat. And then bring your head to the center, make little shark fins. Quick baby swan up into an easy rest position. Breathe. Bringing the body around, and guess what? We are ready for sideline series B, underneath knee, in line with your hip. Back of the head, back of the rib cage, back of the pelvis against your wall of support. Bottom ribs lifted. Shoulder roll behind you. You are out of camspain. Top leg in line with the top hip, lift the foot. I'm going to keep my hand here. You're free to move your hand where you feel the most supported for today. And we swing. Swing forward, swing back. Swing forward, swing back. This bottom knee stays pressing down into your floor. Flex forward, point back. And here, the ribs remain lifted, held, steady, lengthened on both sides while the leg just swings. Swing forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Lower the leg down. Extend the underneath leg. So you're in a scissors position. Top leg behind you. Bottom leg forward. Mat width apart. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, pelvis lifts and pelvis lowers. You're free to use the hand here, pelvis lift. But if possible, think of having your hand here and pressing your hips up into that hand and lower. Lift and lower. And one more lift and lower. Reach the arm, bend those knees, and gently Coming round, tuck toes. Good. We go back to the rock forward and back, keeping a lengthened pelvis. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Bring it into the middle. Good. The bottom ribs and sternum have lifted. The belly skin is lifted away from your pants. Right leg out. Left leg out. Right knee in. Left knee in. You're balancing your book on your pelvis. Left leg out. Feel the back of your thigh pressing up to the ceiling. Right leg out. Right leg in. Left leg in. Right leg out. Left leg out. Sacrum is pressing forwards through your pubic bone. Long legs and rock. Just roll through the feet here whilst pressing the backs of your thighs. Pelvis is not up, pelvis is rolled under, lengthened long. It's like your built-in TheraBand here is stretching through the top of your head and all the way out through those heels. Lower, lower, open knees, rest back. Breathing it in and out. And in and out. Bring the knees and thumbs parallel. Tuck your toes. Walk your hands back and roll through those feet, spreading the toes, and see how low you can get those heels. And then reach the arms forward, lower the knees, toes are still tucked under, round the pelvis underneath you, reach the arms up, circle. So we have an upright pelvis here. Roll back down, let your pelvis roll through behind you. Your sits bones have rolled out over your heels, and then roll back. You just go where you can go. Lower those heels as low as you can go. Breathe in. Reach the arms forward. Roll through. Toes, knees down. Roll the pelvis under. High kneel. Reach arms up. Exhale. One more. Roll. Let your pelvis roll out behind you so your pelvis is hovering above your heels. Walk the hands back. Roll through those feet where you can go. If you need to open your feet wider, you open your feet wider. Breathe in. Reach forward. Roll through those knees. Roll the pelvis under. Send pelvis sacrum forwards. Pressing. So it sandwiches here. Reach. Circle. Last one as you roll back. Allow your pelvis to roll out. So your sits bones hover above your heels. Move through your toes. Get the heels down. Breathe in. And exhale as you stand up. Shaky it out. I just want to lift this a notch. Can we go a little higher? Okay, so now that we're back up on our legs, standing tall, let's just take a little reaching over, pushing the opposite leg down, bring it forwards, reach, and lower, reach, and reach. Bring it back to the middle. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, peel the heels and take a rise. Ta-da! And lower. Float the arms. Breathe in. Exhale as you rise. Feel all 10 toes pressing into your floor, beautifully spread. The energy from your sacrum triangle is pressing forwards through your hips. Lower your heels, breathe it in. As we breathe out, a roll down to end. Heel. When you reach the point where you can't go further, you wheel your pelvis up and forwards over those legs. Relax your head. Give it a little shake. No, 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 no. No time for drama this year. Yes, yes, yes. 2, improved strength and flexibility and uplifted spirits in our body. Breathe it in, pelvis under, uncurl. Send your pelvis forwards on top of your legs. Reach the arms up. Let's swing, swing, catch. So we swing, swing, catch. Breathe in. One more. Breathe in. Shake the arms, shimmy the body. Bring it back. Middle, strong, centered position, ready. Smiley face, even if we fake it till we make it, I promise you it will come. And horse it out. Let's just press stop on the record so I can connect with you all. Oopsie. Ooh, I've gone to the wrong place, my friends.